About to mail a card to a friend of my mom and aunt's and also myself. She's almost 100 and I think she's 98-ish. So I'm hoping she hangs in there and just lay low and don't, super awesome, lovely, loving, caring lady. So I'm mailing her a card just to say hello every once in a while. I do that. But I noticed, and this I see as gang stalking, there's a tissue here on the mailbox. Now it could be here for a couple reasons. One, it would make me worry, about someone being older and stuff like that and getting upset over anyone sort of whatever. Or I mentioned yesterday that at Christmas and my birthday, like a lot of my family members have passed away. I have some family, but everybody sort of like has to make ends meet. So my birthday and holidays, I don't really get anything. So there's two things, but point being, it's kind of gross for one that there's a tissue here. And I'm like, does this mailbox even work? Because I don't see a sticker. Should I even use this one? Usually there's a sticker that says, I don't see a sticker. Should we use it or use a different one? I'm going to use a different one because there's a tissue, which is gross. This is a new mailbox, by the way, because they have the rollers where you can't stick anything too large in there. I'm going to use a different one because I don't see a sticker that says a pickup time. Which one should we go to, Sensei? Or should I just mail it later? So we'll use a different one. So there's no curse or anything of the tissue. We'll go this way because it's more likely to, I'm more likely to find a mailbox. 16th Street is good for it because, quiz, what does the number 16 or 1600 represent? The White House. That's right, 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. So, this became like an interesting thing. There are mailboxes on other streets. Obviously, I was just on 17. Some people go so far as to say, if there's a mailbox in front of someone's property or store, more than likely they're affiliated with the government on some level. They probably are still alive because they are in cahoots, do business with, or what have you, the government. Like, how do they decide which corners to put mailboxes on? You know what I mean? This is for business and city purposes. It's in terms of, like large mailboxes. Obviously, in the suburbs, people have their own little mailboxes all posted in front of their homes. If you live in a apartment building, there's 50 million little boxes on the wall. So I'll find another mailbox. This is 16th Street, so I see a relay box. There might be a mailbox here. I know there's one a block down. All right, there's a mailbox here, so we'll try this. The only reason I don't like Faherty is because it reminds me of Anne Marie Fahey, who was killed by Thomas Capano in Delaware. So that's that mailbox. Also, no sticker. No sticker. Most mailboxes still have a sticker, so I'm kind of curious what's up. Should we go down to... We'll take a little different route today, even though I didn't want to. And we'll go down to Klein Spector's mailbox. I didn't plan on taking this walk today, but this is how far I'll go to pick a mailbox that's worthy and not questionable. Now, these are federal whatever boxes, so obviously, most people don't mess with mailboxes, but, Gale Force, and he's got it almost like Gaelic, G-A-E-L. Go down here, so I would also worry, like, what's orchestrated around the city, because I was trying to make up my mind 6 times as to which way to go. And I was going to mail this later during, when I was going out to visit cats and a dog, 3 dogs. Now there's a small mailbox here. I remember a large mailbox somewhere. I'm trying to figure out where I'm thinking there's a large mailbox. But anyway, I usually don't come down here, but we'll do Locust. And I was thinking also the other day that Locust has a biblical implication. The locusts, like whatever, I don't know the story, but and the Gayborhood is plopped down right around Locust Street, also St. James, and there used to be a restaurant near St. James, like across the street. And it was something else. Now it's called Savu or Save You, and I wondered if there's a joke going on, or if someone actually decided, you know, saving could go either way. Because some people are like, we gotta save this person who grew up with a bunch of bigot crackers at Right Quick. Or there could be people who would see it as, we need to save you from whatever decision you're about to make tonight, you know, after drinking copious amounts of whatever. So it could go either way. They have a sticker. So it says collection, it's still here. I'm gonna use this one. This one seems a little bit more upstanding. It doesn't have a tissue and it doesn't have missing collection times, even though someone might have tried. So we're gonna put it in here. I've actually had missing mail, like that is an actual fact. There it goes, went into the roller situation. And Klein Inspector is a law firm over here. I recognize them often just because I took care of someone's dog eons ago, and he was a lawyer there for a Green Valley fire. They do big cases, you know, medical malpractice, and I don't know how they decide. For some reason they represented people families who had a member or two die from the Green Valley fire. There's a moth over here at Shadow and Lens. And in addition, Spector is the son of Arlen Spector, now deceased, who is a former senator, and he flipped aisles. So he was Republican and then went Democrat. Interestingly, Trump was Democrat and went Republican. So I don't know what causes people to flip other than their own personal interest to get elected, or if something is shown to them and they decide to flip to the other side. So we have really pretty sunrise pink clouds tonight. We're here on Locust. It's Misconduct Tavern. I went there ages ago when I first moved here, when I met a couple people in Gayborhood, and they wanted to go to Misconduct. It's really a sports bar. Did we actually go? We went there? It's such a faint memory because we're talking 25 years ago. We're talking 22 years ago. So look up here. After 4 years of waiting, I purchased my favorite shoes. I wore my favorite shoes for 4 years, and they were down to me using shoe goo and everything. So I finally got the new Keen Presidios. They were on my wish list, but they're a little bit pricey, but they were priced all of a sudden one day. They were on a low end over the past few days, over the weekend. So I was like, I'm just gonna bite the bullet because I have to have shoes for the winter. There's nothing. These have good traction. They always fit perfectly. I never get blisters. It's like the perfect fit. Keen Presidios. I did notice that they seem narrower, and I wondered if they changed the style a little bit. My last pair was very bulbous at the top of the foot. In terms of functionality, that made me feel safer because it's more stability when you walk. These are narrower, so that's what they look